Hello, this is Derek Fournier of WhatTheBuck.net coming to you with our Indianapolis Colts review. I know this is late like my videos have been all year. I apologize for that, but better late than never. The Buccaneers get a big win Monday Night Football over the Indianapolis Colts, who were Peyton Manningless, though Curtis Painter did, in fact, I think, show what Ron Jaworski talked about in the playbook episode before the game, is that he can actually make some of the throws in the NFL. The corner route that Jaws actually focused on was completed during the game, was a great throw. In the first half, there were a number of very good on-time throws that allowed the Indianapolis Colts to move the ball on the Buccaneers and maintain the lead for the majority of the game. The nice thing about football, though, is you got to play all 60 minutes, and the Bucs have shown if one thing is true, they're going to play all 60 minutes, and we're able to come back and get the victory here in Raymond James Stadium for the first time the Bucs have been on Monday Night Football, what seems like an eternity. From a Bucs fan perspective, there are a couple of things to be very excited about. First and foremost, LeGarrette Blount got over 20 carries. He also crossed the 100-yard mark. He broke one late in the game. The pattern for LeGarrette Blount is you have to abuse early to reward often later, right? So he got 30-something yards in the first half. They stuck with him. He ended up piling on another 90 yards or so in the second half and cracked that 30-plus yard touchdown run on a power O to really kind of get things going on the second half. Now that's the formula that we need to have on offense, and hopefully Coach Olson sees that. I mean, he's a bright enough guy. He's employed by an NFL team. Hopefully that he's going to see that. On the passing game for us, we still haven't gotten on track. While Josh was able to move the ball, it's not the passing game that we had last year. The offensive line and the running game are starting to come together. Passing game isn't. Mike Williams is still not the top of that wide receiver list at the end of the day. Preston Parker was this week, who had another good game coming out of obscurity and playing very well as that third receiver. But we've not been able to hook up with Regis Ben or Mike Williams with any regularity, nor Kellen Winslow for that matter. Now, at the game, it was a sellout, which is the first time we've had in, I guess, 14 home games, which is nice to have a good crowd there. The crowd noise was significant, and that helped the defense that is continuing to improve. The youth on that defensive line, back-to-back drafts with two top picks on the defensive ends, defensive tackles, finally starting to reward us with those. But also free agent Michael Bennett, who had probably the best game defensive end has had here in quite some time. I was talking to Steve White about it. He thinks he can't remember a more complete game by a defensive end. Mike Bennett ruled the backfield. Between him and Claiborne and McCoy, Price and Miller, we're getting pressure with the front four, not having to run a lot of exotic blitzes, which bodes well for us. Now, statistically, this game looks very close, and it was close. It was a game that we had to really kind of, again, impose will in the end of the game, run a nice 4-minute drive to keep the ball out of Indianapolis' hands, but we were able to close it out. There are two big plays by Pierre Garçon. Good plays. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. One was on tricky coverage that Coach Morris later took responsibility for, where he inverted the safeties in the corner. Curtis made a great throw, and Garçon did the rest after a stiff arming and keep Lieb into the ground. The second was a screen pass where there were at least two block in the backs that weren't called, but those things happen. It sucks. The officiating is something that we've been griping about a lot. I don't historically gripe about officiating. I did in this particular game. I thought it was particularly bad, but you got to play through it, and that's what the Buccaneers did. High points, like I said. Defensively, the team came to play. There was pressure on the quarterback from the front four without blitzing. We're able to do what we want to do. We've got to get more sound coverage consistently, I think, stop trying to outthink ourselves. In the trenches, offensive line was able to impose will. We were able to control or contain Freeney and Mathis. Mathis had a good day versus True Blood. We knew that would happen. But Donald Penn had a good day versus Freeney and continues to play great ball for that left tackle spot. Josh Freeman's still not there yet. Still not looking sharp. That bodes well for us. If we can continue winning while he's not sharp, that means we're going to be even better later in the year. And the running game came around. So great game all around. I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. I'll be doing a preview video probably no later than Friday for the West Coast trip out to San Francisco. We hit a stretch of our schedule where it's really a prove-it time. We got San Francisco, New Orleans, Chicago, New Orleans. It is an ugly killing field quarter for us in the second quarter. So this is going to be where this team can really cement their identity. And hopefully they're going to cement an identity of a team that you don't want to play come playoff time. So thanks for listening. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section. And if you want to listen to the longer shows, we've got shows on Tuesday nights, 8 to 10, Thursdays, 9 to 10, and then Sundays, 10 to 11 a.m., all at whatthebuck.net. Thanks a lot.